Have you ever thought about how we tell time without a clock? Imagine this.
So
You are talking to a friend
shine
about
with a
something
smile.
you did yesterday, something you are doing now, or something that
Love
you will do
me
tomorrow.
more than
How do you make it clear when these things happen? The answer lies in verb tenses. Many people think that there are only three tenses in English: past, present, and future. But what if I told you there's more to it? Let's find out together. But before that, let us understand what is tense. Tense is how languages indicate the timing of an action by altering the verb to specify when action occurs. So, how many different types are really there? You probably know the past, present, and future tense. But there's more. There is called grammatical aspect.
Thanks to this, it helps us divide those time periods further.
They are divided into four main aspects: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Each aspect will help describe an action in more detail. Let's start with simple aspect. So simple aspect is used for routines, facts, or truths that don't change. Let me show you an examples. She reads a book every day. So this sentence describes a habitual action or a routine. The action of reading happens regularly. And the simple aspect is used because it does not focus on when or how long she reads, only that it happens as a routine. Birds fly in the sky. So this example is another example of simple aspects. This is a general truth or fact about birds. The simple aspect is used because it states a universally true fact without focusing on additional details about the action. I love eating. So it is also a simple aspect. This expresses a feeling or state of being. The verb love is in the simple present tense to indicate a current and ongoing feeling. It doesn't describe when or how often, but simply that the feeling exists. A year has 12 months. It's a simple aspect because it is a fact that is always true. The simple aspect is appropriate because it states the fact clearly without any additional focus on time or details. So those are the examples of simple aspect in present tense. And now the simple past tense. The simple past tense is used to describe actions, events, or situations that started and ended in the past. It is often used to narrate stories, describe historical events, or talk about past habits. To form the simple past, you generally add ed to regular verbs. Example: played, play to played. And for irregular verbs, however, have unique forms. Example: the word go becomes went. when to use the simple past tense. For example, I played soccer yesterday. The verb here is played. It shows that the action of playing occurred in the past, which is yesterday. So it provides the time frame, making it clear that the action is over. The train arrived late. The verb arrived tell us that the train's arrival is a completed event in the past. He studied all night for the exam. So the verb studied refers to a past activity, and all night specifies the duration of the action. It emphasizes the effort made which ended before the present. So those are some of the examples of simple aspect and past tense. And lastly, the simple future tense. So this is used to describe actions or events that will happen at a later time. It expresses intentions, predictions, promises, or scheduled actions that have not yet occurred. So here you will use will, shall, or be going to. For example, it will rain tomorrow. The phrase will rain uses the simple future tense to predict an event that has not yet happened. The word tomorrow specifies the time in the future when this prediction is expected to occur. And now the continuous aspect. To help us express actions that are ongoing, let us start with the present continuous tense, or also known as the present progressive tense. This is used to describe actions that are happening right now at the moment of speaking or are ongoing during the present time frame. It can also indicate planned future actions or temporary situations. The present continuous is formed using is, are plus verb ing. For example, we are having a meeting. So this sentence indicates that a group of people is currently participating in a meeting. Another example, he is cooking for dinner right now. This sentence means that he is actively engaged in preparing for food for dinner at the current moment. Past continuous tense, also known as the past progressive tense. It is used to describe actions or events that were ongoing at a specific moment in the past. It focuses on the duration and progression of the action rather than its completion. So the past continuous tense is formed using was or were plus verb ing. For example, I was cooking dinner when the phone rang. So the past continuous was cooking indicates an action that was ongoing when another action, the phone rang, interrupted it.
They were dancing while the band was playing. This sentence uses the past continuous, were dancing and was playing, to show two simultaneous actions happening in the past. The word while connects these ongoing events, creating a vivid picture of the scene.
Future continuous tense. The future continuous, also called the future progressive tense, describes actions or events that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. The future continuous tense is formed using will plus be plus verb ing. For example, he will always be talking during meetings. This sentence means that he has a habit of talking continuously during meetings, and this behavior is expected to persist in the future. They will be working on the project all afternoon. This sentence shows an action that will continue for a period in the future, all afternoon. They will be celebrating their anniversary this time tomorrow. These sentences uses the future continuous tense, which indicates that the action of celebrating will not only occur in the future but will also be ongoing at a specific time.
So the continuous aspect brings life and motion to our sentences, emphasizing actions in progress at a specific time, be it the present, past, or future. Whether you are highlighting what's happening now, painting a vivid picture of a past event, or looking ahead to an ongoing action, the continuous aspect helps us express time with clarity and depth. It reminds us that life is full of moment in motion, each one unfolding in its own unique rhythm.
Present aspect, which help us connect actions across different times. First, let's talk about the present perfect tense. This tense describes actions that happened at an unspecified time in the past but have a connection to the present. It is formed using has or have plus past participle. For example, she has visited Paris 3 times. This highlights an action completed in the past without specifying when, focusing on her cumulative experience of visiting Paris. I have finished cleaning. This sentence means that the action of cleaning was completed in the past, but its result is still relevant or important now. Next, we have the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is like rewinding the timeline to show that one action was completed before another in the past. It is formed using had plus past participle. For example, I had already eaten when she called. The action of eating was completed first, followed by the call. The past perfect clearly shows the sequence of events. He had finished his project before the deadline. This emphasizes that the project was completed before a specific moment in the past, which is the deadline. And now the future perfect tense. This tense describes an action that will be completed before a specific time or event in the future. It is formed using will have plus past participle. For example, she will have graduated by the end of the year. This indicates that their graduation will be completed before the year ends. We will have traveled to 3 countries by next summer. This emphasizes that the traveling will be completed before a specific time in the future. So those are the examples that illustrate how the perfect continuous aspect emphasizes the duration of actions and their connection to specific times or events in the past, present, and future tense. And lastly is the perfect continuous aspects. The perfect continuous aspects will emphasize that an action has been ongoing for a specific period, making it clear how long something has been happening. Let's start with present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous describes an action that began in the past, continued for some time, and is still ongoing, or has recently stopped. This tense emphasizes the duration or continuity of the actions and its connection to the present moment. For example, I have been reading this book for 2 hours. So the action of reading started 2 hours ago and is either still happening or just stopped. He have been waiting for the bus for 30 minutes. So here, the waiting began 30 minutes ago and is still ongoing, which means that he is still waiting. And now the past perfect continuous. The past perfect continuous describes an action that started, continued for some time, and ended before another action in the past. For example, she had been working at the company for 5 years before she left. The action of working lasted for a period and ended before the action of leaving. He had been jogging for an hour before it started to rain. The action of jogging happened continuously for an hour and ended before the rain started. And now, the future perfect continuous describes an action that will have been ongoing for a certain duration by a specific time in the future. For example, by next month, we will have been living here for a year. The action of living started in the past, continued, and will reach a 1-year milestone by next month. By the time you arrive, I will have been cooking dinner for an hour. So the action of cooking will have been ongoing for an hour when the arrival happens. Those are the examples of perfect continuous aspects which help us express duration, relationships between actions, and ongoing progress in ways that are clear and impactful, enhancing both casual conversations and detailed storytelling. Just like we can tell time without a clock, we can express time through the different tenses and aspects in English. The key takeaway from all these tenses is that every action is tied to a specific moment in time, whether it's in the past, present, or future. Aspects go a step further by showing the state of that action at that exact moment. Together, they offer us 12 distinct ways to convey time and action in English, giving us the precision we need to communicate clearly. Thank you for watching and exploring the world verb tenses with us.